Hey guys, so this is my first video on YouTube, and in this video I'm going to be covering the best settings for Apex and NVIDIA. So starting off with gameplay settings, interact prompt style, I keep it on compact, button hits are off. All of this is mostly preference, but I would recommend that for crosshair damage feedback, keep that off so you have a more clear view whenever you're shooting somebody. You don't really need to have it with the shield icon. I keep my damage numbers on stacking, ping opacity on default. Obituaries, I keep it on. Minimap rotation, I keep it off. Weapon auto cycle, I keep that on. Auto sprint, I personally have it on just because of the fact that I don't like to have an extra button to worry about using my end key just to try to run forward. So I always just keep this on, but a lot of people keep it off because they prefer the slow walk. But me personally, I keep it on. I don't mind any. Double tap sprint, I have it off. Jetpack control, I don't really use valves like that, so I just left that alone. Incoming damage feedback, I keep it on 3D. Taking damage closes death box, I keep that on off. Most people keep it on off because you're able to armor swap. This I keep it on. And all of this you don't even need to worry about. Performance display, I keep it on, and everything else that's more of your preference. Laser sight, I keep it on default. Most people like to customize it, but I personally don't really care. Colorblind mode, I keep it on Tritanopia because whenever you're fighting, like an example would be in Storm. If you're fighting in Storm, since the storm is red and you have a red sight, it's just gonna blend with the storm, so you can't really see them. But with the yellow sight, it'll make fights easier. That's why I keep mine on Tritanopia. Subtitles, all of this is all more for preference. It's all you guys. Mouse and keyboard settings, I use a 0.7 mouse sensitivity. My mouse DPI, I keep it on 1800. That's just me because I'm used to, I don't like slowly turning. I like to be able to turn fast. It'll take some time to get used to, but this is also your preference. You don't really have to keep it like this. I have ADS mouse sensitivity on. 1 times optic, I keep it on 1.3. 2 times is 1.6, and the rest is 1.0. As far as the keybinds, I have most of this on default. Jump, I have scroll wheel down just because I like to super jump on zip lines. Moving forward, I also have scroll wheel up, but this, a lot of people prefer to keep it on where they interact because they like to loop really fast. So if you have scroll wheel up, you just pretty much put in multiple inputs so you can pick up the loot faster. But me personally, I don't really care about that. So yeah, this is default. Tactical ability, I have it on my side button. Ultimate ability is Q. Interact, pickup is E. Yeah, this is pretty self-explanatory. I can just scroll down and you guys can read it yourselves. Aim down sight, I do keep it on hold. That's just me. Again, this is all personal preference, but my keybinds are a little weird just because I would watch a lot of videos, trying to figure out what would be the best keybind. So I would like mix a bunch of different videos from pros, and I would just try to make it my own. Reload is R. I don't have a button for psycho weapon. I don't really need it. Holster weapon is X. That's just me. My keybinds are really strange. Quick grenade is 5. I use selected hold times with V and B. Just not to. Sometimes I overextend my thumb, so that way if I do overextend, it'll just go to B. So that way I don't make a mistake. I don't have any specific buttons for the use the shield cells. The only button I do have assigned for battery is F, because whenever you're fighting you need to pop it back as fast as you can. So I personally just keep it on F, so it's like right next to when I'm trying to move to the right. So I click on F, and then I just cycle through the healing wheel whenever you can. Select weapon. This is all of this is more personal preference, to be honest. Controller, I don't use controller. Okay, so as far as video, display mode is full screen. I use native for both of these. Brightness is 76%. I used 110 field of view. Ability scaling, I have it on disabled. Sprint view shake is minimal. I keep VSync off, but I'm gonna explain that when I get to the NVIDIA settings. NVIDIA Reflex is enabled. Adaptive resolution FPS target is up to 0. This is disabled. Anti-aliasing is none. High 4GB RAM, I keep it here because I don't have the best PC, so I like to get as many frames per second as I can without lagging or any frames just dropping. Texture filtering, I keep it on this. Ambient occlusion quality is disabled. This is all on low. Besides this is very high. Disabled, enabled, and then the rest, yeah, as you can see. Audio, that's completely up to you guys. I haven't opened mine because I don't have to keep trying to worry about clicking T just to be able to talk. And now on to the NVIDIA settings. Okay, so as far as NVIDIA settings, I go to use this NVIDIA control panel. Okay, so for adjust image settings with preview, I keep this I think on default it's let the 3D application decide, change it to use my preference emphasizing, change it to performance. Default is usually on quality, I keep it on performance, so you know, you get literally as you try to get the best graphics as possible, most FPS you possibly can without having any lag in it. Just make sure that you copy everything here as it is, because you don't want to lose, or you don't want to lose any frames per second or lag at all. So here, I'll just go slower so you guys can copy this. As far as this, adjust desktop size and position, I keep mine on full screen. I believe default is, I think, aspect ratio. Perform scaling GPU scaling on, it's normally default is display. I put it on GPU. Make sure to turn on override the scaling mode set by games and programs. Pretty much just want to get the most you can out of this. I keep resolution on 1920 by 1080, 165 hertz. That's the monitor that I use. You also want to set up G-Sync. Also depends on the monitor you have. Some monitors are not compatible with G-Sync. Some have FreeSync, and you would have to go into your monitor settings, turn on FreeSync, enable it, and then this might not show for all of you, but once you enable FreeSync on your monitor, it will pop up, and then you can enable it, put enable for windowed and full screen mode. And I believe that is it. Whenever I go in game every time, my frames per second never drop. I'm always at 158. Never changes from there. So these are my settings. Again, I'm just giving the best NVIDIA settings that I possibly could have thought of with all the videos I've watched, and trying to give you guys the best that I could possibly find.